House of Dark Shadows. House of Dark Shadows. Boy, I remember Dark Shadows as a kid. My mom and my sister used to watch the soap opera, right? There was a soap opera, Dark Shadows. Very Barnabas, right? That was his name, Barnabas. Interesting. Let's just move to the middle. Number 50 is Freaks. How about Freaks? That's an interesting one. You know, they count Jaws as a horror movie. That comes in at number 16. Jaws? I don't know about that one. Hey everybody, Mike, Golden State Picker in the garage. A different angle. I'm sitting down. I'm not standing up. All that kind of stuff. If you're new to my channel, I'm Mike. I am the Golden State Picker. Yeah, I'm in California, and I have a YouTube reselling channel, and I talk about a little bit of everything. I talk about some of the stuff I'm thinking about, all that kind of stuff. Today, this video, guys, is going to be a little different. We're going to sit down and talk about just some stuff, some reselling stuff. I have an article for you. Just some interesting things, you know. Maybe I'll talk about some questions. I get a lot of questions on Amazon FBA books. I'll try to clarify a couple of things that I see that is going on with Amazon, all that kind of stuff. I got a movie we're going to talk about, just stuff in life. It's a little different. I like you to get the flavor of me, how I like to thrift, so that it can help translate maybe into what you do in life, because it's crazy out there right now. And I'm 60 years old, and I started this venture about 4 years ago, and it's just grown to a full-time business. I never thought it would grow to a full-time business. I thought I'd make, you know, good money and supplement my retirement, but basically now I think of myself as retired. It's kind of strange when I think of it like that, but I'm not. I'm working, you know, I'm working a lot, and I enjoy it. I'm having a good time doing it. And I'm in a good spot right now in my life, and I hope everybody else can get to that point. That's the thing. That's the inspiration. I want you to get to that point in your life where everything seems to be going good, right? As soon as it starts going good, then a wheel comes off, right? We know that. So I got to take it easy. I don't want to jinx myself, you know, knock on wood, all that kind of stuff. But, you know, hopefully I can just keep this nice pace going, enjoy my life. My wife's retired, all that kind of stuff. So if you've seen all of me talk about that all the time on my videos. So we're going to sit down on this video and just talk about some stuff, and I'll try and, you know, mix it up. I'm going to show you something I did sell and something I did find. I do want to still give you on this particular video something to look at. It's kind of an interesting item and something else that I like to feel like you can always find out there, this kind of item or this kind of stuff. All right, hey, let's get right off. Let's start right off with the movie that I saw. You know, it's October, right? So that means it's Halloween. I love the Halloween season because I like the old horror movies, all that kind of stuff. I should say. I like Nightmare on Elm Street, you know, Friday the 13th, the Halloween, all that kind of stuff is still cool. But I still like the older ones. And one of my favorite actors of the day of the horror genre is Vincent Price. So we've been dabbling around, and I didn't know this particular movie, that he was in it. And my wife goes, have you ever seen this movie? I'll tell you what it is right now. The movie is The Bat. The Bat. And it didn't have Vincent Price down in the credits when I was looking, but it did have Agnes Moorehead. Now, who is Agnes Moorehead? Agnes Moorehead was from Bewitched. Remember, she was the mother of Tabitha. I think that was it. Her name was Tabitha. You know, I might be getting that wrong, but Agnes Moorehead was the mother of, and she was the other witch in that. And so that was Agnes Moorehead, and it was The Bat. I will tell you, I really enjoyed the movie. The movie was really good. And all of a sudden, Vincent Price pops up on the screen. I'm going, wow, I didn't see that in the credits, but it was Vincent Price, and it was The Bat. I thought it was good, so that's a good movie. But hey, showing you bin of books, here's something I got. I got the top 100 horror movies book. This came out of a bin, and I've kept it around. So I'm going to show you two books here right off the bat, and it's got the top 100. So let's look at number 100 to start with. Let's see what number 100 comes out at. Yeah, and we'll see. Oh, that's number one. It is a good one. The book, the number 100 is at the beginning of the book. House of Dark Shadows. House of Dark Shadows. Boy, I remember Dark Shadows as a kid. My mom and my sister used to watch the soap opera, right? There was a soap opera, Dark Shadows. Barnabas, right? That was his name, Barnabas. Interesting. Let's just move to the middle. Number 50 is Freaks. How about Freaks? That's an interesting one. You know, they count Jaws as a horror movie. That comes in at number 16. Jaws? I don't know about that one. Here's a Vincent Price one. I just flipped to it. Number 24, Mask of the Red Death. He was in the House of Wax. That was a good one. That was a really good one. So what is number 4 is Psycho. Number 4 is Psycho, according to this book, right? Tell me your favorite. You got a favorite? Put a comment down below and let me know what you think. Also, let me know what you think of me doing this kind of a video occasionally. I want to know that too. One way or the other, let me know. Number one, and I can agree with that. It's Horror of Dracula. Horror of Dracula. They've got that one rated number 1. Definitely a good movie. So what is your favorite? Let me know. Now, one more thing about Vincent Price, and it revolves around this book. Many months ago, I made a video about it, but this was I have 2 books on my nightstand. I have the Bible and I have this. That shows you how much I think of this book. I think it's really cool. And it's by Vincent Price, and it's a treasure of great recipes by Mary and Vincent Price. Okay, I got this out of a bin of books, obviously, and when I opened it up, I thought, wow, I didn't know that he was into cooking as much, and it's really, really cool. And all of his travels all over the world, and Spain, everywhere, he's got all these recipes, and a lot of them have the actual picture of the menu. Like here is the Hotel Pierre, try and show you, and it's got a menu. And I looked through it because I went to a cooking school a long time ago. I took a cooking classes. My wife sent me there, so I love to cook, and so that's why that book's there, because it's just really, really that cool. All right, so that's cool. Now, that's the first part of the video. Let's talk about what's going on out there. Right now, today the inflation numbers came out, and boy, are they crazy. They're on fire again. We just had another bump up. We're still paying $6.50. $6, if you can find it, is cheap. That's pretty cheap here. We're going $6.50 to $7 in the bigger cities. And that, again, is starting to play an effect on us as resellers. We have to be on top of the one thing that it's out of our control, and that is shipping. The United States Postal Service, UPS, and FedEx. Especially the Postal Service. A lot of people use medium mail, first class mail, all of that, and those are going up. And they just had that holiday increase, right? And the holiday increase goes from like October right now to January, 2 weeks in. And here's the kicker. Here's the crazy thing about the Postal Service. In mid-January, they are going to readjust prices for their 6 months. Every 6 months, January and July, they are adjusting prices. And what do they tie it to? CPI, the core inflation, right? The core inflation. And that's running right now at a solid 8%. So you can guarantee that they're going to be raising their prices in January. So they're going to sit there and they say it's temporary for this one little fix of the holiday. And then all of a sudden it goes and it's just going to jump right back up. So we as resellers, we've got to take charge and make sure our shipping is solid. A lot of people are saying, Mike, how do you handle shipping? And I talk about it over and over in my videos. You hear me. I just like to say I like to make money on shipping. No, I'm not gouging people, but you have to understand, each of us has a way of doing it. And my way of doing it is I'm going to charge so that I get back my cost of that, my cost of tape, my cost of my time. Most people forget about time. I spend a lot of time shipping. If I have 20 items or 10 items, it just doesn't happen like that. It might take me an hour. And if you take a look at my hourly rate that I'm doing throughout my years, throughout my time, it's about $50 an hour. So I got to keep that up. So I'm always double checking myself when I'm on the eBay side, getting ready to print the label. I'm checking what I charged, what I got, and that's how you use your mind to say, okay, this item cost me about this much, and you're just building like a database, right, up in your head, and you're just constantly looking at that and then constantly making adjustments. If you do it long enough, you will be almost spot on. You won't miss much. But some people are afraid to charge something for shipping. They go, oh, I'm just, I don't feel. You've got to do it. I've heard some people tell me in comments that, hey, I'm willing to lose $10 or $15 in shipping. I'm like, what? How do you lose? Why would you do that? Trust me. I can tell you, I run a 98.5% satisfaction rate on shipping. Nobody's going to be perfect on shipping. I think that's pretty good. That's telling me, hey, I'm doing okay. So we've got to keep an eye on that, and don't be afraid to, make a few bucks on the shipping. All right. And everything else that goes along with inflation, right? That gets me back to basically, I'll talk about one more thing here is basically the point. You want to get to a point in your life where, inflation doesn't affect you as much. And it affects me. It does. I mean, it affects me because like my wife just came back from Costco, and there were a couple items that she said I refused to buy. And one was bacon. So I'm like, okay, it's my wife. She goes, I wasn't going to pay it. It just seemed like it was not right. So she knew that she felt, hey, it's not right. So she said, I'm not buying it. So that was her. We could have bought it, but she just didn't want to do it. So this is what you got to do. You've got to try to get your reselling in everything in your life to where it doesn't affect you as much. So you have to get your house in financial order, and your eBay and Amazon if you're doing both. All of that in a nice, orderly fashion where you feel comfortable, you're making X dollars, you can make more if you get more, all that kind of stuff. So we, as resellers and as people who are trying to get to a certain point in our life, we have to do that kind of stuff, right? That's what I'm talking about. I am now at a point in my life where I feel very comfortable with what I'm doing and where I'm going. That takes a lot of weight off of my shoulders, and that allows me to basically just do what I want, which is go on vacations when I want to, and also to basically thrift how I want and where I want. So I don't have to worry about, gosh, I got to do this. I got to make the rent. I got to do that. You kind of understand where I'm coming from. I'm trying to get you guys to say, hey, stay focused on that long-term vision of what you're doing and where you're going, no matter what you're doing. I'm going to be here to cheerlead everybody on and do this all the time. So hang in there. I know it's tough right now, but stay focused, keep listing, keep doing everything, and you're going to be okay. All right, let's get into the article of the day for this. This is a very good one. Remember you hear me talk about networking. Well, I have a big series of friends who I text throughout the day, and we have some fun because we find different articles. And this is one that my friend Brian found. And Brian said, hey, check this one out. And it does pertain to reselling because this is an item that, hey, if you found it, you'd sell it. And it's a vintage pair of Levi's. Okay, some Levi's jeans from the 1800s has sold at an auction in a small town in New Mexico for more than $87,000. The jeans found in an abandoned mine by a denim archaeologist. How about that? You can't make it up, right? A denim archaeologist. That's great. I mean, I love it. Everybody's got a title. Everybody. A denim archaeologist. Is he the Indiana Jones of denim archaeology? Strange. All right. So this archaeologist he bought them. His name is Kyle Hautner. He's 23 years old, and his friend Zip Stevenson. Great name, Zip Stevenson. A veteran of the vintage denim market, both of them. We didn't have any plans to buy the jeans together until the auction started, which is kind of insane looking back on it, Stevenson said. The jeans were sold for $87,400, one of the highest prices ever paid for a pair of denims, including a 15% buyer's premium. Hautner paid 90%, while Stevenson contributed the remaining 10%. Stevenson has run a denim repair shop in Los Angeles for nearly 3 decades. Now, I've known that kind of stuff does exist. It's kind of like a cobbler, right? He repairs shoes. I do remember hearing stuff about that there are denim places that do fix repaired denim jeans. Denim is really, really strong stuff. It can hold up. It can hold up. But he never had found a pair quite like this. These jeans are extremely rare, especially in this fantastic worn condition and size. I'll put a photo up here of the jeans. They're worn, but I'll put them up here so you can kind of see it. Along with the patches, they'll go by as I talk about it. The tag, that's the key to Levi's, right? Is the tag, red tag, big tags, all that. There's all kinds of ways to do Levi's. Okay, Stevenson first heard about the jeans about 5 years ago when they were first discovered in the American West by Michael Harris, who has looked in at least 50 abandoned mines for 5 years and has not found a pair of equal quality. This guy was looking for these in mines, 50 of them. Only a couple of similar pairs exist, but they are kept in museums and are too delicate to wear. The pair, however, are surprisingly durable, so they definitely can be worn, Stevenson told CNN. There's a couple of soft spots on the jeans that could use a bit of reinforcement, but otherwise they are super duper solid jeans. You saw the picture, right? I could easily imagine, get this, I can easily imagine, he says, Johnny Depp or Jason Momoa wearing them. That's crazy. The auction was held at the Durango Vintage Festivus on the outskirts of a small town of Aztec. The 4-day festival is put on by vintage denim expert Britt Eaton, who described finding items like this as a total addiction. We all have that, right? There's some of us who just have the addiction for whatever. I like albums and music, and tell me what you like. Tell me if you would go this far. I want to know. I needed a headliner that would rival the music acts I booked. I knew these jeans would be a major draw. Wow, how cool, right? We all dream of something like that. If you're reselling, you're dreaming. That's what we're doing here. I've been just doing it for 4 years, and I'm always on the hunt for something super cool. And I got something super cool that I'm going to show you right here. Not like this, but it's still very cool. Now, this video might jump another video that I will talk about these the same way. But I found this one particular item, okay? And can you tell me what it is, guys? Can everybody tell me? Here, let me hold it over here. What is this, huh? That's crazy, right? What is it? It's a Geiger counter. A Geiger counter. Now, I ran into a gentleman, and I gave him my what? What did I give him? We talked about that. I got it right here. I just happen to have it. The business card, right? We've talked about networking. I gave him a business card because he said he had some cool stuff he needed to get rid of because he doesn't sell on eBay. And I've had some people say, hey, how do you do this, Mike? How do you get this stuff? I said, look, the guy can't sell it on eBay. So he's going to have to get rid of it because how many did he have? 4. He had 4 of them. He's got to get rid of them. So I got them for $25 a piece. $25 a piece. He was happy. I was happy. What did we sell the Geiger counter for? I'll put it right up here. We sold the Geiger counter for $425. That's the second one I sold. This one sold last night in less than 10-15 minutes before it went back up online. Boom, I did a sell similar, and this one sold. So I now have 2 of those sold for $850, and I got 2 left. And that is a cool find, right? Super cool. Now, the other item is this. And I do books, so I'm going to show you some books. This is a book here by Dr. Norman Geisler, Systematic Theology, a 4-volume set. Came out of a bin of books. Now, these sell for anywhere. There's one that just sold for about $250 for the set. $150 is common, fairly common. This one is in immaculate condition, so maybe $200. But the reason why I'm showing you this again is because there's so many people in rural America, in other small towns. This is the kind of stuff I believe you can find, and you probably have been passing up. Don't pass this kind of stuff up. Look at it. You will be amazed. Religion, Bible stuff, it will sell really, really good sometimes. You've seen me do Bibles. You've seen me do, other things that are related to religion. So, hey, don't pass them up. keep looking, keep hunting. You're going to find some of this stuff. And when you do, I want to hear about it. So you got to leave me a comment. It's the only way that I will ever know what you have basically found, guys. So let me know. So keep letting me know in the comments. All right. The last thing I want to talk about is a little bit about Amazon books, since we just stopped on books. I get a lot of people who ask me about Amazon, selling books on Amazon. And I will tell you that Amazon is the beast. This is the beast compared to eBay. It's not even close as far as I'm concerned, as far as just the sheer volume that Amazon deals with. And Amazon likes to be fed, meaning it really likes product. It likes product. It likes quality product also. So we've got to make sure that if we're doing books, we're doing good e-scores, all of that kind of stuff that we need to do using the apps, right? We use Scout IQ. If you're new here, it's the app we use to scan the books. We use ScanLister to put it in. We use a repricer, which is absolutely critical. Most people are forgetting the repricer when I ask them. If you don't use the repricer, everybody else who is then jumping ahead of you, and it becomes a little bit more difficult. I say a lot more difficult. Now, all those things are in my description down below if you want to look at them for free trials, all that kind of stuff. They are there. Now, some of the biggest questions I'm getting, especially from people who are new, is it seems to take forever for Amazon to get my books basically into the system. Yes, it does. Now, I don't know if other people do what I do, but basically I choose to have all my books sent to one fulfillment center. If I don't, let's say I build a box of 35, those books will probably be split somewhere, meaning I'll have to send 30 to one fulfillment, take the 5 out, make a smaller box, another label, all that kind of stuff, and ship that to another fulfillment center. 30 might go to Stockton, 5 might go to Ohio. Now, Amazon has a feature where you can pay them like 35 cents a book to have them all put in one box and go to one fulfillment center. Now, we talk about time. What is time? Time is money. Therefore, I choose to pay that. Now, what happens is your books go to Amazon. My books go to Amazon. And at Amazon, with all their vast algorithms and all that stuff, the books then get split there, and Amazon starts to move your product all around. If you drop down the menu on the shipment and track the shipment, you can actually see that it might be going to 4 or 5 different places and take some time to get your book going. I just had a book hit that sold, and it took 8 days to finally sell. It only takes 1 or 2 to get there, so it took about 6 or 7 to finally get on the system. It can take longer on some others. It definitely can. And it's going to take longer with the way that they're doing things now, because of it's just so busy at all their fulfillment centers with the holidays coming up. So it could take some time. That's why, just look, people go, well, I just send in one book. You've got one box. You've got to send in as many as you can. I shoot for 1 box a day. That's it. So that's 7 boxes times, let's say 35, okay? What is that? That's 250 books a week, basically. And sometimes I get more, and maybe sometimes I get a little less. So about 1,000 books a month. And that's about what I sell. 1 in, 1 out. I sell about 1,000. Yeah, I've got an inventory of 3,000, so it's, some aren't that great, but there's ways that we do to get around that with setting certain things in Amazon. That's for another video. But anyhow, so you've got to be patient, and if you're doing Amazon books, you got to feed the beast. You just aren't going to make it with one. Now, that's how I started out, okay? And I knew that's what I was going to have to do, is because I couldn't find the source. Finding the source of a good book supplier is hard. It requires a lot of patience and a lot of networking. That's how I found mine. I found a friend, a young friend of all people, turned me on to where I could find my source for books. You just got to look everywhere. Look everywhere. Talk to everybody. Hey, you got anybody who sells big lots of books, all that kind of stuff, colleges, wherever it takes, whatever it takes. And it will happen. It took me 1.5 years to really get going with Amazon. And it took another 6 months after that to get figured out. So let's say 2 years to really feel like I was doing well with Amazon books. Like everything in life, it takes pure patience. You can't get the cart before the horse, right? You know what I'm saying? That doesn't work. We have to sit there as resellers, and especially if you're new, just build it up. It will come, it will happen if you're doing things right. Enjoy the journey. I look back and I laugh. I mean, I'm just laughing right now at something I remembered, that I used to put blank VHS tapes on my granite countertop, and that to me was a great find. That was a great find. So I'm just telling you, I had growing pains. Everybody else has growing pains. Stick to it. Don't give up, and it will happen. It will just take some time. All right? Well, there you go. A different kind of video. I enjoy it. I enjoy being in my garage and right here. I do. I love it. I love talking to you guys. I hope you feel that enthusiasm every single video. And we will try and do a couple like this, and we'll go back and we'll do what we found, whole things and all that, and what we sold, all that kind of stuff. But keep looking for cool stuff, man, and let me know when you find something, because hey, I sit in my comments and I look. I sit there and I will try and respond to each and every one of you, and each and every one of you are great. Thank you. Hit that subscribe button if you're new, and we will talk to you in my next video.